Kids and cadets, welcome back to Tommy Time. Thanks for coming out again. We are revisiting this Craftsman. It's a 2006. It's the 625 series engine. The last video we did on this thing, I've done a couple so far. We ended up getting it going because I ended up changing out the gas tank that had a crack in it. I cleaned up the carb, and we got to discuss that. And the main issue here was a broken adjuster. A water tank from the scrapper's trailer fell on this thing, destroyed the adjuster. Coincidentally, I had the exact same model in my scrap yard. That unit, the whole back of the plastic tank had disintegrated. The tank was in shambles. The rest of the unit was complete. The deck was actually in better condition than this one. There was no surface rust like this one here is showing. This one needs cables as well. We had gone through the whole list of parts that it needs, so I'm spending a little bit of time on it today. I just changed this out. We'll discuss this as well. So let's get back to the leaking fuel on the carb. When we had initially put gas in this new Chinese tank, we had a little drip, drip, drip out of the bowl nut. What it ended up being is a broken gasket on the nut. The part number for those gaskets are 271716. You can get them in a 5-pack, 10-pack, 50-pack. The ones I just ordered another batch of those. I got a 50 count. They're paper. These are new Chinese aftermarket carburetors. They're coming in with a red Teflon type gasket, which seems to be working quite well. They're not using the original paper gasket. This seems to be a sturdier material. You can get these for $8 to $10, these replacement carbs. You recall the blade was the original blade on this one. Harvey, the homeowner, did not maintain this unit at all. So I'll tell you how we did on this adjuster. First, you remove the C-clip on the end of the axle. That comes off, and then you're able to remove the gear. You see this notch here in the back of the gear. There's a little steel peg that's in the drill through the axle. It sits in here like that. So you remove the little peg. One side has a burr on it, the other does not, so make sure you tap it out the right way. It's a one-way cookie. So once that pin's out, you have direct access to your adjuster. It'll look something like this with the axle facing out of the bearing here. On the back side, you got a couple of nuts to remove. I goobered these up with some penetrant, some moose piss. Let that sit. You can remove these nuts from the underside of the unit. This whole thing just pops off as one whole thing. You see the other clip back here. If you need to replace your bushing, you would remove the clip here and disassemble this whole piece. Comes apart. But we don't need to disassemble anything. We're going to reuse what's here. Looks like there's a part number for this backing plate, 187401. 187401. So that would be for the left side. I'm sure the right side is a different part number because this is a one side deal. You wouldn't be able to go to the other side, I don't think, and use this one. Or maybe you could. No, I don't think you could. It's a one side Annie. So that's that. I'm just giving you an update of what happened on this adjuster. We found a decent one in the scrap yard. I also found a decent wheel to use. That's the same side that I took the adjuster off of. You can see the teeth are in good condition. The deal with the original one is all that weight ended up cracking the housing here. There's a big crack. This thing's lopsided. All that weight ended up squishing the inner hub and then breaking it all the way across. So this thing's toast. So that's just a quick on this 06 Crafty. So luckily enough, I had the same exact high wheel Crafty in the junkyard. I was able to steal that adjuster off. You could probably buy these, but it'd be more money than this thing is worth. When you go in looking for something this old, you're going to pay a lot from the suppliers due to the fact they've been storing this stuff. It becomes expensive the longer it sits on the shelf. So anywho, appreciate you coming out. That's roughly the update. I'm going to button this thing up. I'll probably be able to use the plastic cover on the junk machine that was not damaged at all. This one here has a couple of cracks in it. It's cracked here. So I'm going to go grab the belt cover and put another belt cover on this thing. So I greased up the other side. I had that wheel off as well, just to make sure we're even Steven on lubrication. So next we're going to do cables, and then this thing should be ready to go in the fixed pile. Appreciate you coming out. Tip your waitress and wait staff. Just wanted to update you on this 625 Crafty. Have a good day today.